What's up, you guys? It's Margot and I am back with another video with beautiful Kiki, and today we have a very important video, so I'm really excited. So do you want to tell everyone what this is about?
Yeah, so I have chronic neuroborreliosis, which is Lyme mostly in your brain. I'm a friend of Margot's from way back, and we really want to make this video because it's really important for people to know about Lyme disease, because people don't know a lot about Lyme disease, and I hope I can help people by sharing my story and just creating some more awareness.
You'll see how important it was that she found bits of information. So we're making this, so if you think that you might know somebody, or even if you don't, just kind of prevention, then this is definitely really important. So since you were a really healthy kid, you did sports, you were like, everything was normal, what was the first thing that started being weird for your health?
I started getting back pains and headaches, but I went to school and everything, so we didn't think much about it, just that I had a lot of pain, but we tried everything, physiotherapy, everything, and the doctor said, well, we don't know, just learn to live with it.
So after all these back pains and these terrible things, when did you realize that it was the breaking point and that you needed to like get hospitalized for this?
Yeah, so the back pains just got worse and worse, and then one day I just fell to the ground, I collapsed, my body just gave up, and I woke up the next day with my body partly paralyzed and nerve pain, which I had never felt before, throughout my whole body. And then I was hospitalized, and the doctors did tests, and nothing really gave a clear answer of what it was. They gave me morphine, but nothing helped. They just didn't know. And I also did a Lyme test back then, but little did we know that the Lyme tests were only 30% reliable, which is really, really bad because they miss a lot of diagnoses. So my Lyme test was a false negative, but we didn't know that it was a false negative, we just thought it was a negative. So the doctor said, we don't know what it is, it must be psychological. That I was just making it up, and that I was in puberty, so it happens a lot with teenagers that want attention or anything. But my symptoms just got worse and worse and worse.
So she was getting all these terrible symptoms. She went to the doctor, got Lyme, tested, it came negative, and they basically said that she's crazy. Like,
yeah.
And they said it was all in her head.
I just got worse and worse and worse. I'll just read some of my symptoms. So I had nerve pain throughout my whole body, then I had pain in my head, pain with breathing. I later got an oxygen mask for breathing because the pain with every breath I took was too much. I had pain in my muscles, in my joints. I had no power. I couldn't sit up straight or even sit up with my head up because I would have too much pain. Couldn't stand because I would just fall to the ground because my brain wouldn't tell my body you're standing, so I would just fall. All my neurological functions just were gone. I had no brains left. I couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't count above 20, couldn't think. Sometimes I couldn't even speak. I couldn't find the words to make a correct sentence. And then I also, what was really bad was I couldn't stand any impulses, so I didn't see anyone, just my mom and my sister, and I was in a complete dark room because I couldn't stand any beam of light because it would be too much. So it was just, I was like a mummy. I couldn't do anything anymore, and I couldn't sleep because I had too much pain, so that was just horrible.
What made you want to keep looking what it was, and how did you finally figure out that this was Lyme disease?
I was just getting worse and worse. We thought we couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It was just horrible. So then after 9 months of searching for a diagnosis, we went from doctor to doctor to doctor. Nobody knew what it was. After 9 months, my sister saw a video of Yolanda Hadid, the mother of Gigi Hadid, on YouTube. She had Lyme disease, and she's doing much better now. Yolanda Hadid said that she went to this doctor, Dr. de Merlaire. He's in Brussels. That's my doctor now. And I went to him, and he did all these tests, and all the tests were just the worst that they could be. He sent the tests to Belgium, Germany, and America, so different labs to be sure, and they were all just so totally wrong, and it was clearly Lyme disease. I had the worst score that you could get. I had with the Lyme test, the right Lyme test. He said, well, you've probably been bitten 10 or 15 years ago by a tick, and he said you have to start antibiotics right now, right tomorrow. Next day I started IV therapy, and I had that for 7 months. Then I started taking everything with started taking everything with pills. And now after 12 months I'm done with my treatment and I'm really happy with how I'm doing. I mean, this is amazing for me. I was nothing.
Yeah.
I was the mummy. I couldn't do anything, couldn't see anyone, nothing.
If you guys can tell by the background, we're in New York City. She lives in Amsterdam.
Vacation.
Yeah. So this is like insane. Also, it's so bright in here. Like, we're talking to a screen and she is like able to do this, which is incredible.
Yeah, and I also want to make this video because I want to, like I said with Yolanda Hadid, it's really important, these videos, that people maybe know someone with Lyme and they can see, hey, I watched Margot's videos and I recognize some symptoms. Or just go look online and look at all the symptoms of Lyme disease. There are so many. And I just really want to give people hope, because look at me. There was no hope for me at all, we thought. And I'm just doing so great.
So we're going to just talk about some facts, just because what she just said, we just want people to be more aware of it. Even if you don't think you know anyone who has this, if you don't feel like this, it's good information to know. Everyone knows what it feels like to have a flu. Everyone knows what it feels like to have a cold. People know the symptoms of Ebola more than they know about the symptoms of Lyme.
Yeah, and that's so horrible, because Lyme disease is the fastest growing infectious disease in America today. And people don't know anything about it. They just think you'll be a little tired, but that's not it at all. It can get so much worse.
So one of the biggest problems is everyone, I think what I knew at least before researching Lyme more myself, is that if you get a bullseye rash around a bite or just anywhere on your body, you know that you've been infected with Lyme disease. However, the problem with that is that
only 50% of the people that are infected with Lyme disease get a bullseye rash, and with children it's only about 10%.
You have to know that it can be more than that, and it might be more than that.
And also that people can actually die from Lyme disease. It's so important to know, because Lyme disease does not get the credits that it deserves. People need to know more. Then another big problem is that hospitals don't take it seriously and don't look at the symptoms. They only look at the test results, which are very, very often false negative. If you get tested, please get tested with an ELISPOT LTT test, and please don't just look at the test result, look at your symptoms and go check on Google, go check your symptoms.
Okay, so we want to quickly talk about some things, what you should do directly after you're bitten by a tick if you are aware that it happened.
Please go to your physician immediately and ask for an antibiotic, because when you get treated for Lyme right away, the Borrelia bacteria, that's the Lyme bacteria, is still in your blood, so you can still kill it very easily with antibiotics, because when you wait too long, the bacteria goes into your organs. And you can also send your tick that has been on you, if you still have it, you can send it to labs where they test if it had the Borrelia bacteria or not.
I've actually done that with my dog. Like when we found a tick on my dog, we send it right to the lab and they tell us. Something else that's important to note is, although it's easier to get a tick bite typically when you're in the woods or whatever, it's also just as easy to get it in the grass.
It's everywhere.
When you're walking your dog,
yeah.
Like anywhere, whether you're in the city, out of the city, like Lyme is everywhere, and people just people think that they're immune to it, and it's not going to happen to them.
So check yourself when you've been walking your dog or playing in the yard.
And have somebody else check your back and the back of your legs, like before you hop into the shower. It's worth it. Like,
yeah. Otherwise, you miss 2 years of your life.
Yeah, you need to check yourself. Yeah. Okay, so going forward, it's so important that you guys can make a difference and spread awareness, because like Kiki said, because of this one video, it pretty much saved her life, being able to see this Yolanda Hadid.
Yeah,
and
I don't know where I would have been if I didn't know that I had Lyme disease.
Yeah, exactly. So please, for both of our sakes, if you guys are still watching this, and I'm going to do it on Instagram, so you'll see it there, do the Take a Bite Out of Lyme challenge. Use the hashtag Take a Bite Out of Lyme, and with it, share a fact about Lyme. So you can get those on links that I'm going to be putting in the description that just tells you more about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It's really important to both of us, so it really means a lot. If you guys do the Take a Bite Out of Lyme challenge on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, make sure to tag me. All my social media will be below because I want to see it and I want to repost it, talk to you guys about it. Yeah, and Kiki's gonna follow it also. I'll send everything to her. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next video.